Tinubu property in UK, not only in UK, in all Europe, is about to be taken. As a Masanga, Dr. Masanga don provoke, say e say for this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu matter, if Tinubu do not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said they go collect all him property as they don already take am to international court. Omo, no be small thing. They say the matter don change. I go play the video, make you listen from beginning to end so they go understand the key points of wetin this man talk here before we come back and continue. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon, viewers across the continent of Africa, and good afternoon, the rest of the globe, wherever you are watching this clip. Thank you very much for continued support on this platform where I raise pertinent issues on African affairs. I have been very, very consistent on the question of a country or countries adhering to the court orders that are issued by international courts or are issued by local courts, because that's the only way to build our institutions that need to be firm in order for a better Africa. I will address you on the question of a country called Nigeria. I have no personal feelings against anyone in Nigeria except those who break the law. Sometime in 2021, under the administration of President Buhari, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted at night, renditioned out of African country without the knowledge of that African country, without the authorities knowing, against all international obligations, taken out of Kenya, removed, manhandled, beaten, molested, and delivered in commando style, Gestapo style, into Abuja. The government where he was abducted from did not know until they had reports. However, most of us sprang to action later on. We have gone to African courts of peoples and human rights to put our cases, to put the case of Nnamdi Kanu. He was charged, trumped up charges of terrorism and other things that were heaped, where evidence was corrupted, because some of the people who handled the evidence, as you know, Nigeria at the moment is a mixture, a cocktail of terrorists, some of them who have repentant terrorists, who have joined the government, working as intelligence officers. From 2021, a court in Kenya issued a judgment calling for the return of this gentleman from Abuja back to Nairobi. The government of President Buhari, as you know, came to an end. He handed over power to Tinubu, and Buhari later on died. The baton of handing over and implementing this order remains up to today in terms of international law in the hands of President Tinubu. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu should have not gone under any judgments or under court process anywhere, because the procedure of him being delivered there was wrong. You all know what the judge in Nigeria mentioned. A useless judge. I think God only is the one who can determine his destiny, not me. Things went, we have gone, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu, plus many other people, most of us have not kept quiet. We have petitioned the British government. We have asked the government of Britain to intervene, because Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was a British national at the time of his arrest or rendition from the third country to another one of the Commonwealth. We have written to the Commonwealth. We have written to every angle. We wrote, we filed, the lawyers filed a case in the United Nations Court of Arbitrary Arrest against arbitrary arrest. The judgment was entered. And the government of Nigeria was told by that opinion, which is well grounded in law, of international law and aspect of the performance of any nation that is under United Nations Charter, to implement. The government of Nigeria to date, as we speak, by the time we went yesterday to courts or to notify them, have not answered back, they went ahead, convicted Mr. Nnamdi Kanu to life in prison. It is the same thing they did to the 10 Naira. They worked with Paul Biya, got this gentleman. You can see it is the same nation. Cross-border incursions onto an ICC organization where refugees have gone. A crime committed by Nigeria again, which the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court should have reported Nigeria to the International Criminal Security Council for having allowed its territory to be used by people who came to abduct refugees under the Geneva Convention. He didn't do that. Now, Nigeria, the judgment came out, the opinion was very clear, release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, return him, make reparations for him, and make it good so that he returns, he can face justice. But this was not the proper way to abduct a person at night, take him, fix him, release him. The Nigerian court refused. Nigerian court also ordered that this should not be the same. One court ordered, they took him to another court, they removed him to another court, they took him back to the other court until it became very toxic. In a nutshell, the opinion of the United Nations Court of Arbitrary Arrest is very clear. It needs enforcement. And the people have not been able to take these steps that I have taken yesterday. And yesterday I've been searching for what the court would ask me, what do you want to be done? I have searched, got all the documents regarding the Nigerian embassy, the properties that they have in the United Kingdom, so that when it comes to reinforcement or enforcement, through any other means, we shall get those properties. So I've been doing that homework voluntarily until now. We got yesterday, on behalf of Pan-African Forum and associates, many of us who studied international law, experts of us who are very fluent. We do it for the sake of Africa. We do it for Bourbono. We use our resources. We have not asked anyone to give us a penny. We have done it, and I've done it myself. Because this young man needs help. And we shall get that help through the courts. We have filed the final notes, before litigation. We have served the Nigerian government yesterday, and they have received it in the Ministry of Justice, and the government of Britain also copied, and other courts. Therefore, next move we shall move is litigation of why the order was not implemented. Why the orders of the court were not implemented. Why is it? 2 orders. You remember, the Kenyan court is still waiting. They gave even damages for a man who had been just harassed. They didn't know that somebody had used their territory to do some dubious mafia work, which Mr. Leti Buhari, may his soul go completely away from earth, and no history should be written for him ever on earth, because he overthrew the government. The first one pretended to be a Democrat. He even abducted Umar Diko. We know this. Some people in Africa don't know this history. This man abducted Umar Diko in London. All of us went there when we were in London. We went and saw a plane. Everybody on TV was shocked. And Buhari. These people from that country, Nigeria, abduct people. They kill people. They abduct if they find you. So any country in the world dealing with Nigeria, using Nigerian intelligence to say you are putting a case like this case of Finland man, a government in Finland. Which intelligence are you using, you Finland? This fake one, the one where they get AI videos and place them here. No competent court in Europe. And I'm waiting for that case of Simon Epa. I want to earn international fame for defeating them on that case in the European Court of Human Rights. I'm waiting for you. I will not leave. Don't tell me don't do this, don't do for this. I am not. You don't employ me. I make my decision to defend the people. I defend the people for their rights. You cannot lock up a man when you have used wrong intelligence of Nigerian government, where government has got terrorists inside. Where did they get this evidence? Corrupted. Now they are planting things because the appeal is coming. We are ready for you. We have been ready. The other time it was the people from Europe who present, but this time we are many. Many of us voluntarily, we shall pour in that courts. In all courts, we are going to pour in courts. Mr. Tinubu, listen, adhere to the court orders, release this guy. Whichever format you use, whether you pardon him, whether you release him, it's up to you. But me, we have now got all the data of your properties in London. We are going to get it. Watch my leaves. Let me remove the glasses. We shall get it. The law here is very clear. Ask Paul Obiya whether he can come to have medicine in London. Give Paul Obiya 2 planes to fly in. And even you're coming to London recently, we had to waiver. We had to be asked to waiver for you not to be touched. Otherwise, our summons were ready. So do the right thing. You have gone to school. You are not like Buhari. You have gone to school. You are not a soldier. Release this guy. Let's not get bad name in the Commonwealth, bad name everywhere, bad name Nigeria. There is this woman there's a woman in the UN called Dr. Amina Mohammed. That lady there. You live in UN, the same institution you preside over. Someone has refused to adhere to the UN court. And you say you are from Nigeria. I'm Assistant Secretary General, my foot. You are one of the most, in fact, your data, when I start throwing it around, you will not like it. Because I am very pissed off with some of the people from this country, especially those who get leadership. They don't speak for their people. Another one in Britain that I am conservative. She's not speaking for her own people. We have to speak for you. Another one in the WTO, she doesn't speak for her people. You also in UN, you don't. I am coming for you people. You have to be extremely patriotic. Speak for your country. This is a good country with a population. Christians are being killed. They are being killed for real. People, moderate Muslims are being wiped out. In all these places. Are we waiting for what to happen in order to intervene? Thank you very much. For us, we have done our job. We are not fighting anybody. We are not against. We don't know what they do. We don't have guns. We are not affiliated to anybody. We don't like violence. So anybody trying to fight, we are fighting the government of Nigeria using the brains, not violence, not guns. So we shall use the legal means available to speak out for those who cannot speak, the voiceless. Thank you very much. On behalf of Pan-African Forum and Associates, we will meet you. If you don't reply, if you don't do something about it, you know there's something happening about it. Thank you. God bless you. Watch and distribute this clip to reach Mr. Tinubu. I have no problem with you. Nothing. But I have a problem with you failing to adhere to court orders. Please, this was not your problem, Mr. Tinubu. This was Mr. Buhari's problem. Wash hands like a Pontius Pilate. Wash the hands. I find no case with Jesus. But if it is the Roman law, take him. I have nothing. I think wherever Pontius Pilate is near the God's right-hand side. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Africa. Ciao.
Mr. Speaker, last week a Christian family of 8 was killed in Nigeria. 2 weeks ago on Palm Sunday, an attack on a mostly Christian Nigerian town left 28 dead. Since 2009, Boko Haram and others have waged a brutal campaign attacking Christians in Nigeria. Millions have been displaced, villages destroyed, churches burned, and entire families murdered. Reports indicate over 7,000 Christians were massacred in 2025 alone. 3 churches on average are being destroyed every day, with over 18,000 churches destroyed since 2009. These attacks aren't just political disputes, they're violent attacks against innocent people just because they're Christians. Canada must speak out and stand up for the persecuted Christians and push the international community to act. Freedom of worship and conscience are core Canadian values that we can't ignore. To our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, we haven't forgotten about you. Stay strong, keep the faith.
My people, share this video and drop your own opinion inside comment section. Orejele for inside Nigeria. There is no way out in this one. Some they prepare for election. Are they pity una? If they prepare for election for a country, they don't map out for country of particular concern. Do you know what that means? Very soon we will see you. More gonna share.